CMMS Radio talks about all things CMMS, computerized maintenance management software, focused on maintenance management. It's the people, the process, and the culture that make your CMMS journey a success. Welcome back to CMMS Radio. That guy you see on screen is Andy Gager. He is with AMG International, and I just saw him in Fort Worth, Texas last week, SMRP number 33, and we were doing the Friends of Nano special production presented by CMMS Radio. Andy Gager, welcome back. We're going to do a little post-show interview.
Oh, man, Greg, you know, I truly appreciate our time together.
Yeah, and I'm using a special version of AI right now. I'm going to tell everybody later what that is.
Right on.
I know you're busy. You're working on a bunch of stuff. You got trainings coming up. You're heading to an event this week. You got a couple other things going on. You're basically going to be all over the place, which is good. You're doing good stuff. But I want to know, how was your SMRP experience and what's been coming out of that already? Because we were trading some texts and some emails and just give me a little snippet. This doesn't have to be a long session, but talk to me about what it was like and how your talks went. I'm really curious if you remember any of the questions you were hearing, if there was anything interesting.
Yeah, okay. That's a really big question.
Yeah, it's an 8-parter.
First of all, let me start with the conference itself. I thought the conference itself was awesome. I really did. I thought it was very, very well attended. It is one of my favorite conferences. That of all the conferences I go to, this is my favorite conference. We had a good mix of people there. And what I mean by that is, you know, as we say in the industry, our industry, you know, we look, is this the right audience for us to attend? If you're an exhibitor, right? What we talk about there is, do we have the decision makers that attend this conference? And yes, I think we did. I think there was a very good population of those so-called decision makers there. We had maintenance technicians there. We had a bunch of different demographics of people there. From North America and from all around the world. I saw big contingencies from Southeast Asia. I know that there was a big contingency from Trinidad, which that's where I will be next week. So I'm looking forward to that. We're doing a series of FMEA workshops, actually. I thought the exhibitors, honestly, because I've been going to this conference for over 20 years now, I thought the exhibitors and the exhibiting booths were really, really good. I'm sure you saw one of somebody actually brought a trailer in.
Yeah, I saw that. And
I think it was an electrical training.
That's exactly. It's pardon me. That is for training so that people can have that experience on site. And yeah. I think something like that should be at every maintenance conference for people to.
That'd be great.
You know, kind of have that experience and you know, some hands-on stuff is really, I think that's always beneficial.
Yeah, well, yeah. Throw in there some cornhole, and that'd be awesome. That'd be an awesome conference. Yeah. As far as the sessions go, I had 2 sessions back to back. Because earlier throughout the week I was a room or session moderator. I guess that's what I was officially called. Yeah. And I listened to some really good presentations, some rock solid. I thought one of the sessions I sat in on was Maintain X. They co-presented with one of their clients who heads up the distribution, the DCs for Michael's Crafts.
Yeah, that was Michael great. Truitt, and yeah. It was also on the Maintain X side, that was Colin Morris, and then the client was Michael's. They have 7 distribution centers in the U.S., and he's in charge of all of it. It's a lot of work. Yeah. And that was Michael Truitt, awesome fellow.
So, and then I broke off from those, moderating those sessions, and I had, again, 2 back-to-back sessions. The first one was MRO best practices, and it was standing room only. So the rooms were set up, I think, for 150 people, and I had every seat taken with people scattered along the back and side walls. So that session was actually very, very good. and I'll come back to that. The second back-to-back was I presented on the true cost of maintenance cost, which leadership does not see. So in both sessions, I shared spreadsheets. The MRO, I shared a spreadsheet there that said, okay, this is exactly what you should have in your storeroom. Second session with the true cost of maintenance, I shared with everybody, a spreadsheet, a financial spreadsheet to say this is what the true cost of maintenance is. And the feedback and the emails I've been getting from both those sessions have been well beyond my expectations. Matter of fact, I'm responding to emails today. So overall, I thought it was a great, great conference.
It seems like there's something going on. It seems like there's something going on this year, and I can't speak to it as well as someone like yourself because my experiences are different from where I come from, being in CMMS and all that. Not really out there, I'm not a trainer or anything like that, and I don't get into as many environments as you and our mutual Real Deal Pro friends that actually, do this work and go on site and really dig in. It seems like there's a different kind of thirst, and maybe it's this conference. Maybe it was just this conference, but I'm hearing stuff about connected ecosystems and all that. I'm starting to see that people are starting to work together. The friends of Nano and this thing I call the nanosphere feels like people that would normally compete are kind of easing into how can we work together and help the industry? And then what you just said sounds like people knew who to go see, and then you are providing these spreadsheets and these insights for them so that they already have something that they can, I call it take home. What can you take home with you that's going to be something actionable like that? Hey, use this. I'll get you on that path because you're here. So for that, I'm going to give you something. And I think that's really nice. Are those spreadsheets available publicly or only for people that were there?
Look at as you once eloquently pointed out, I've been doing this for decades.
Yeah.
So at this point in my life, I'm here just to share whatever I got between my sound receptacles. So I am, and this is what I've said at all these conferences because I presented on both these subjects multiple times. If you want some of these spreadsheets, one for MRO, the other one for the true cost of maintenance, I am more than happy to share this with anybody that wants to use them.
Yeah.
They are tools. It's very important for me when I present is that you take away, 2 or 3 or 4 nuggets of wisdom that you can take back and that either you can noodle around with or, use immediately or implement immediately. And that's the feedback I've been getting ever since the end of the contract. That's the feedback that I'm getting actually. And I'm looking at my screen right now, and I just got an email from somebody requesting one of those spreadsheets. So as we are speaking, I continually get these emails from the SMRP conference, which is nice.
And that falls right in line with what I've also been taught, and I've started to retain, and I talk about it actually over the last couple of years now. You and the people that are a member of this society that are CMRPs, it's about being a net contributor, and there are things you do that you do in fact charge for. There's a lot of work that goes into it, but then there's always these things that you simply give to lift the industry, the people that are in it, whether it's somebody that's new, somebody that's been at it, somebody that's in a new environment, and they're like, damn, I've solved this before over here and over there, but at this place I'm just struggling. And they could stop you and have a 5 or 10 minute conversation, and they might hear the story about how do we get maintenance and operations to play nice together and actually get somewhere. And people can find that in some of the other episodes. So if people want to engage on these things and get a little bit of insight and guidance from you, that's not a problem if they just reach out and connect.
No, not at all. Matter of fact, I strongly encourage it because, again, I'm here to share, right? My role in life right now is to share what's right here and share it with whoever is in need or wants that. And in fact, just to piggyback on what I just said, in November, I'm actually I'm facilitating a virtual supervision and leadership class. And that's one of my favorite training sessions because the attendees of that training walk away with over a dozen different tools, documents, things, hints, tips. That's probably one of the most popular trainings that AMG International does, but that's in early November, and you can find the link to register for that on our webpage.
That would be good. That would be good. And then, of course, next year, Raleigh, North Carolina, right in your backyard. We got SMRP 2026. There'll be more news on that later. And then another thing I want to shout out for you, it's also kind of for me and some of my other friends. There's a conference called Streamline Conferences that's happening in February of 2026. At 2026, down in Greenville, South Carolina. And that is where we're going to literally speak for the assets, and you are going to be there. You're going to be part of that conference. I love that conference. It's a non-selling event. It's all about community, asset management, strategies around ops and leadership, where people can actually get more of the same of what you just described. So I'm glad you're going to be part of that. And, you know, anybody that wants to get in on that as either a sponsor or attendee, just hit me up and we'll try to get you there, find a way, get you a discount, whatever the case may be. But that's going to be awesome. And one of the things I'd love to do, Andy, is when you get back from some of these other trainings that you're doing and the workshops, maybe a little bit later this year, maybe it's going to be next month, we'll jump on and do some more recording once you're back and settled, man. Does that sound like a plan?
I would love to do more of these sessions, man. It's always, as I've said many times, I thoroughly enjoy doing these little fireside chats with you, and when I'm out in California, always spending some time with you and your lovely wife.
Yeah, and we'll next time we see each other, we'll do a proper HLM. That's a high-level meeting, folks. Shout out to Bob Latino. He is the godfather of the HLM. Andy Gager, AMG International. You can find his website. You can also find him on LinkedIn. Connect, learn, get some help from a real deal pro and a dear friend of mine. Andy, thanks for being here with me on CMMS Radio.
Appreciate it, Greg.
Post-recording for Friends of Nano. That's Nano Precise. Check him out.
All right. Be safe, my friend.
You too. Did you find this episode helpful? Please send us some feedback, suggest a topic, or ask a question. Reach out to CMMS Radio if you need a co-pilot on your CMMS project. Visit CMMSradio.com and use the What's on Your Mind link. Thank you for tuning in to CMMS Radio, your resource for all things CMMS, from selection to implementation, to help you make better choices, learn from industry experts, and have a successful CMMS journey.